Hi, welcome to another video from Exit Strategy. Mochismo Eugene. Please like, subscribe, share, give a thumbs up if you found this video helpful. Pass it on if you believe someone else would benefit from it. I'd appreciate that. Beware of the word play with the narcissist. The narcissist has word play, oftentimes that is contentious, argumentative. You never see this coming if you're unawakened. And even being awakened, it comes out of left field a lot of times if you're not on guard. And when I say being on guard, spiritually on guard, mentally on guard, and you say, well, I can't walk around on pins and needles all the time. Well, that was then. This is now. You must be vigilant. You must stay on guard. This is just the way it has to be. There is no options. If you don't, you will fall prey to the very thing that I'm discussing with you. The wordplay, if I had to give an example, say you happen upon a narcissist in a capacity of, say a game, you're at a kid's game, you're sitting there and they strike up a conversation about, or they may say, how are you doing? You say, yeah, I'm okay. How are you? And then they might say, well, you know, this coach is very good. He is doing a very good job. And you'll say, yeah, I like him. He's cool. And, or you may say, well, or they may continue to conversate and go on to talk about another individual that they observe out and about in the field. And you may say, well, I don't feel that way about him. I think he's doing the best he can, blah, blah, blah. And right way you will see them, the fangs will come out. They will begin to vilify you because you didn't agree with them. Another thing they do in words, and you don't see this coming, you initially had a harmonizing interaction and it goes from 0 to 60 in no time at all. Before you know it, you're in a little subtle debate. And oftentimes you want to disengage short of just being silent, which you know is the best thing to do. But a little bit of the pride in all of us, especially let's say you're awakened, a lot of time empath, we just don't want to play the game and we'll just say, we'll continue to stand on our point. And in these cases, sometimes, being right is not as important as peace, as I've once heard. Peace is more important than being right. And then this is one of those cases because you have nothing to prove to the narcissist. This is by design, is premeditated by them. So in order to fall prey and continue to play the game, knowing what you know is kind of like a pride factor. So cease and desist. Leave them standing, leave them talking, get up and move. And if you get up and move, they're going to continue to talk. And you just continue to watch the game. Eventually, this narcissist will be made to look like a fool. But most people will just they'll have their thoughts about you because they'll feel like you're part of that problem. It's ironic how they draw you in the chaos, and the onlookers and the minions and people who just don't know what this entity is, this dark demonic entity is called narcissist. They will just go on to get along, and they will because a lot of people deep down inside, they want to see gladiator. They want to see who will win the battle, whether it's a conversation, a physical altercation. It is just something that is innate to the human nature. That's why God said there is none good, not one. So we all have evil propensities. Sometimes our evil is heightened by things we see. If we see a brawl, a lot of people run towards the brawl rather than to just stay where they are and just, shake their head in disbelief. You have that certain type of group of people or a handful of those, but most people will run towards it, even though they may not be that evil in and of themselves. They will go and cheerlead and they will unction that thing on, if that makes sense. And another scenario is in the wordplay. I've found this on social media. Sometimes I just scan a Facebook comments from time to time, and I can see, and I'll say if I see a picture of a person, and I'll be like, oh, that's a nice looking girl or woman, and I'll scroll down and I'll see some of their comments, and their comments are it's just like repetitive sayings of sorts of this or that, but the sayings are contradictive to how they're dressed, or contradictive to other things that they're saying. They're saying noble things. They're hijacking quotes and different things about this and that, and then in the next breath you'll hear them down there talking about y'all haters and bi whatever, and mind your own business, and you'll just see this very, very disgruntled wild child type comments. And so you're looking at this like, man, this person is very conflicted, and that is undeniably a narcissistic type of mindset. They're hot, cold, in and out. They don't have any consistency about anything. And another thing they would do on wordplay, they will, when they make comments about such things on social media, and someone might say, that's a little bit, you're being a little flashy. I don't think, you should be photographing your food everywhere you go. And, it's kind of like you're bragging. And what they will comment back is, you're just haters. You're just haters because you can't live the life. I'm living my best life. I'm doing it big and all of this and that. So be careful in society. This is what's happening. The majority of society have gained leverage in ways where they have atrocious behavior. And what they have been able to do in a big way is silence the truth. They're silencing truth tellers. Truth tellers are almost mute. What's running rampant in the world is people doing any and everything. But at the same time, they're not doing anything. They're not doing nothing that's significant to sustainability in this world. They're just rapidly running around in this rat race, running off at the mouth, bragging, just giving you illusions of things that you need to focus on if you want to measure your life by success and happiness. It's all things. When you hear someone like myself or someone else talking about things of moral conduct, be content with being the best you, being a person of integrity. These are things that people only will listen to when they're paying $100 a ticket to a pep talk and a public speaker forum, because they want to come back with a little goodie bag of saying, I went to hear this, that, or the other. I went to hear Tony Robbins. I went to listen to TD Jakes. I went to listen to Creflo Dollar. I went to listen to Todd White. Yeah, there you go. I named them. Anyway, it's wordplay. And since I named those people, it's funny. I'm talking about wordplay. Now, that is the epitome of what I'm trying to get to or get at. Wordplay. Be careful of the words that people spew out of their mouths to you. They come off of their mouth like honey, off their tongue like honey, and it sounds so sweet to the ears. But a lot of the things that these people are doing in their mannerism, in the way that they do certain things that are so exposed and apparent, and then they don't have the humility to accept correction. Matter of fact, there's no correction to be had, because narcissists do not feel like they're wrong. That's what you have to understand. In this day and time, you're never going to hear a lot of apologies. A lot of times when you will hear the apologies will be when they're about to go to jail or face very stiff penalties in society, namely incarceration. That's the only time you will hear an apology. And most of the time, it's a written apology. A lot of times celebrities will do it because what they're doing is trying to hoodwink society to believe that they are apologetic, so they won't lose their fan club. So it's all for self-preservation. It's not for the reasons you and I are, we're remorseful, sorry for what we've done, go on to try to correct it. This is a day and time where you're not going to hear those type of things anymore, and it's going to get worse. So watch the word play with the narcissist, and they will come at you really hard because they want to throw you off the scent. You already are a truth teller, and as soon as they come at you with their foolishness, they're really trying to protect that fragile ego. And what you do, nonchalantly stand on it and just say, you know what, that's what I see and that's what it is. And you are going to have some conflicts with the narcissist. Some of them are unavoidable. But as much as you can, make them as mild as you can and minimal as you can. But stand on business, stand on truth, because they're going to stand on their lies, their facade, their phoniness, and their shallowness. That being said, bless.